Bobby Stein, y'all. Y'all ride with Carol and I up to Lula, Mississippi, a distance of about 90 miles. We're going up there today and filming. Hope you enjoy the trip. Go with us. Right now, we're just between Beulah and Rosedale. I think this is one of the prettiest spots along Highway 1. You can see the farmers are starting to get out in the field to get their land ready for planting. We're coming into Gunnison, Mississippi now. The original entry of land where Gunnison now stands was made in 1846. In the late 1880s, citizens of Bolivar County paid $150,000 for the construction of a railroad in the western part of the county. The Louisville, New Orleans, and Texas Railroad was completed in 1889, and it was said due to the train's uncertain schedule, the LNO&T was called the Late Never on Time. Deason was settled in the early 1880s, 6 miles southwest of Duncan, Mississippi. Deason was named for one of its pioneer landowners, Sidney Deason. It was originally the center of lands owned by individual planters, but later became the property of Delta Planters Company, a Dutch organization owning almost 9,000 acres under the management of Oscar Johnson. Y'all, we're going to see several pecan orchards today, and I believe these are Sherrard pecans developed in Sherrard, Mississippi, just up the road in 1916. Y'all, I wanted to turn off the highway for just a second, go up on the levee. The Mississippi River and tributary system is 3,500 miles long. Local interests maintain the levees with some assistance from the federal government during major floods. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and local levee and drainage districts inspect the levees periodically. The Mississippi Levee Board funds the system through taxes, fees, and other sources. The Flood Control Act of 1928 established the Mississippi River and tributary system. And if you look over to the left, you can see that there is water at the base of the levee. The river is getting high now. In Greenville, it's around 44 feet, and flood stage is 48 feet. In 1886, when John Richardson was elected president of the Mississippi Mills, he also owned 18,000 acres of land in the Delta. The land where Rena Lara now stands was one of his plantations, which was named for his daughter. John P. Richardson was the son of Colonel Edmund Richardson, at one time the largest cotton planter in the world. J.H. Sherrard came to this location in 1874. He was a planter, merchant, pecan grower, and politician. After his arrival from Livingston, Alabama, Sherrard, in partnership with his uncle Joseph Arrington, bought a tract of land on this site. Two blacks, Jim McLemore and Dixie Strawhorn, owned small acreages around 5 miles northeast of Sherrard. When the Yazoo and Mississippi Valley Railroad came through in 1889, a station was erected on the land of McLemore and given the name McLemore Flat. As the settlement grew, there was an increasing demand for building lots. McLemore refused to share his property with white settlers, and as a result, Jim Cannon, who owned 40 acres 1/4 mile to the southwest, offered his property for sale. In 1896, a town plat drafted by Jim Cannon and W.D. Berry was filed, and by 1898, the settlement of McLemore had moved to the Cannon property. The name Farrell was given to the new station and post office for the roadmaster of the Riverside Division of the Yazoo and Mississippi Valley Railroad, on which the new town was located. A school and Methodist church were erected, and the town of Farrell, in its heyday, boasted 8 stores and 2 gyms. Y'all, I wanted to show you one more section of the levee. This is around Moon Lake, and I think this is probably the prettiest part of Highway 1 and the levee, where it comes together almost around Moon Lake. Another pecan orchard over to the right, and also Highway 1 you can see. Okay, Mrs. Droney's up in the sky, but folks, it's really too windy to fly my drone today. I was really disappointed I didn't get to fly my drone more. But this is from the levee, and you could see Moon Lake. We're getting ready to swing back around. That's Moon Lake, which I believe is an oxbow lake. It used to be part of the Mississippi River. And out there you can see the Mississippi River. Back on Highway 1, what I call threading the needle between Moon Lake and the levee. You can see the pecan orchard, probably Sherrard pecans. just absolutely beautiful today. Now we're backtracking. We're going on Moon Lake Road, around Moon Lake. The site of Moon was first settled in the 1840s. Up to the time the levee was built across the Yazoo Pass, trade boats traveled through the pass carrying merchandise as well as freight. The price to ship a bale of cotton to Memphis was set at 75 cents. In 1884, when the LNO&T Railroad was built through here, the land on which the line was built belonged to D.W. Walton, so the flag stop was named Walton for him. In 1901, the stop was moved 1/4 mile north on the land of Ed Tammock, and the name was changed to Moon for Moon Lake. The Moon Post Office, which was established in 1901, was discontinued in 1923, and the flag stop was abandoned in 1928. Y'all, even by the end of the Civil War, only 10% of the Mississippi Delta was settled. The Mississippi Delta was called the Final Frontier. It wasn't until 1880 that the railroads really accelerated their development and laid rails in the Mississippi Delta. And by 1900, all the timber had been cleared and the land cleared, and the final frontier was no more. Lula was established around midway between two plantations, Magnolia, owned by Captain Isaac Newton Brown, and Redbud, owned by Dr. R.B. Shelby. The two plantation headquarters were 1/2 mile apart, and in 1884, when the main line of the LNO&T Railroad came through this area, a station site was selected at this point, which eventually became the town of Lula. Lula was incorporated in 1890, and in 1921 a fire destroyed almost the entire business section, but it was soon rebuilt and the corporate limits extended.
I'm a rolling stone, bound to roam. Come the morning, or I'll be gone. Pouring rain, wanna hear that train. There she comes, won't you get on?